Hello everybody, good evening and welcome to the Erik ten Hag celebration party. He's going to be Manchester United manager. A lot of you won't want to discuss that, but we will be discussing that as well as a massive game, a massive night actually in Champions League. I know he said Champions League history, not Champions League history. It's Chelsea against Real Madrid at Stamford Bridge, which I think is going to be a massive game. Can't wait for it. I hope you're all doing well. And also we'll be keeping an eye on Villareal versus Bayern Munich as well, which I think is very exciting. So it's a very exciting night. I always felt this was going to be the better European night anyway. And it is anyway, because Man United have got Erik ten Hag, which is great news. So, look, I hope everyone's doing well. It's 1-1 between Burnley and Everton as well. That's a game we do need to keep an eye on as well. But, look, it's I'm in a good mood. I'm in a good mood anyway. But, you know, it's nice to have something to be positive about with your football club, isn't it? I don't think it might. I don't think it means we're back or anything like that. I just think hopefully it means we're heading in the right direction for once. But we will see. We can get into that. But let me just put this tweet out as well. I've just rushed over from the United stand to do this. Oh, it's a hard knock life, isn't it? It's a good one. I'm happy. I'm not going to complain. Very happy about this. Players are coming out onto the streets, not onto the pitch. Well, that was Harry Maguire walking out for Chelsea then. Don't worry. Don't need to worry, Chelsea. Don't panic. It's not. It was Christensen. Right, let's have a look at the team news. So, Chelsea will line up as follows. They've got Mendy in goal, Christensen, Thiago Silva, Rudiger, James and Azpilicueta, Kante, Jorginho, Mount, Pulisic and Havertz. Very good Chelsea side. I know there's been a lot of rotation over the last few weeks, but that's probably your strongest side. Obviously, Lukaku is on the bench. Courtois, Carvajal, Militao, Alaba, Mendy, Modric, Casemiro, Kroos, Valverde, Benzema and Vinicius Junior. Good Real Madrid side as well. So we're interested. We're engaged. We're looking forward to this tonight, aren't we? I'm looking forward to it. Hey, Mark, do you think Erik ten Hag gave Man United the green light to extend Bruno's contract? I doubt it. I don't think so. I think United make decisions for United. I don't think they would listen to Poch or Erik ten Hag on contract renewals, to be honest with you. I think Bruno Fernandes' contract was always going to happen. He was on a long contract anyway. It was about wages, to be honest. I think Bruno's contract was till 2025 regardless. This was just about increasing his wages, like I say. So yeah, I don't think there was anything evidence in that. Really nice to see half decent decision made by the board. What a day, says Story. Story David. Thank you very much, David Story. And thank you very much everyone who's tuning in. Make sure you smash a like and subscribe here. So big Champions League night. We can talk about Ten Hag and other things. If you're not aware, if you're not a United fan, Erik ten Hag is going to be the next Manchester United manager. This has been put out there tonight by numerous outlets, and look, it's going to happen. It's not official yet. I think the official announcement could come. I don't actually know when the official announcement will come, because it just depends on when it can come. Are Ajax happy for it to happen before they've won the league, or are they going to wait? We'll have to wait and see. We could get an official announcement tonight. We could get an official announcement on Friday. We could get it next week, the week after that. But I think the most important thing for us United fans is that we know that we're getting Erik ten Hag, and that's the only thing that matters to me. It has been confirmed by news outlets. Been a fan for years. You're amazing, Goldbridge, as Karan. Look, basically, when it comes to transfers, it goes like this. You get the leak that it's done. You get the official, here we go, and a deal done. And then you get the third phase, which is when they actually have the interview. They have the press conference and they hold the shirt up. So we're at stage one really at the moment with Manchester United. Right, I'm just trying to get the Bayern game on as well. For some reason it's going really slow. The main thing is we've got the Chelsea game on. I will get Bayern on as well. I think Man United decided to go after Erik ten Hag after it emerged he could potentially succeed Pep, says Sean. Come on, this has gone proper slow. What the fuck's going on here? There we go. No, it's downloading something, that's why. I don't care about that. I don't care about that. Get on with it. Assuming Pep leaves next year, who does City go for, says Jay? I don't know, mate. I don't know. Maybe Luis Enrique? Would they go for another ex-Barcelona manager? Maybe. We're just about to start this game off. I can't get the Bayern game on because I've got no idea what this is actually doing here. Not bad. I hate technology. Do you? You know when you're in a rush, do you just hate technology? I fucking hate it. It really pisses me off. We're off. Anyway, here we go. Get the timer on the screen. In your opinion, do you think that Martial, once he's back, could get a chance from Ten Hag? Would he fit his tactics? Maybe Ahmad could get a chance. Matteo Red Devil, I think that's a very nice conversation to have. It's not really one I want to have, to be honest with you. I'm not thinking about what players are going to work and this, that, and the other. I know everybody's different, and good cross. Chelsea nearly scored there. I know everybody's different, and people want to wander off in their excitement. For me, I think it's been so exhausting the last 3 weeks pushing for Ten Hag, and you know, I'm very excited, but I almost feel a bit exhausted now. I just want to enjoy the fact that we've got Erik Ten Hag at the moment, and obviously in the future I'll start to think about the players and the structure. But I mean, Anthony Martial doesn't want to be at Manchester United, for example, so maybe he comes back in the summer and he does. But Ralf Rangnick was a brand new manager and he didn't want to play for him either. Right, I've got the Villareal Bayern Munich game on here as well. Let me just put that on the screen as well. So we've got 2 games on the row. Go. It's 1-1 between Burnley and Everton as well. United appointing Ten Hag is kind of changing direction to how the club is operating. Huge fan myself, says Karan. Thank you very much for your super chats. Would you class Howard Nurse as a tapping merchant, says Joshua Bowater? Howard Nurse is just, you know, he's not going to say, basically, yeah, he's not going to say something that doesn't happen. But I knew this deal was done at about 6:30, because the ESPN started talking at about 6 o'clock, wasn't it? It was just before 6 o'clock. I was reading a bit from the ESPN. And then I watched the YouTube video from ESPN where Mark Ogden said at the end, Erik Ten Hag is the next United manager. And I was like, that's the biggest line for me. That's the takeaway line. Because if you say that and it doesn't happen, your career's done. So when somebody says Erik Ten Hag is the next United manager and they're a journalist, I'm like, that's it. And then I spoke to a couple of people and they basically said, look, it's not going to be official yet, but United have basically told Erik Ten Hag he's their choice and he wants the job. So it effectively is done. But, you know, people like Fabrizio and David Ornstein and that, their bread is buttered so well by clubs and agents that they're not going to come out and piss them off. And ultimately, there's a respect level here for Ajax and Ten Hag. They don't want to derail what Ajax are trying to achieve. So the official announcement will, I think, be a few days yet, maybe in a couple of weeks. But we know we're getting him. So that's the main thing. I'm not going to spend time talking to people like Will, who says, lad, nothing is signed yet, because you clearly are thick. You've got absolutely no idea about how football works. And I can only lead a horse to water. Any United fan worth their salt who's followed transfers or anything else knows that this deal is done. We're just waiting for the official announcement now. Pool players worried if City get Haaland are you, says Cameron. No, I mean, look, Man City and Liverpool are on a different level to Manchester United. Chelsea are on a different level to Manchester United. It's been a good start by Chelsea. I think it's going to be a massively interesting game, by the way, Real Madrid against Chelsea. If there's any team in Spain that can cause an upset, it's Real Madrid. I think La Liga's a long way back to being Champions League winners, but Real Madrid at the Bernabeu will be a very difficult game. So Chelsea, for me, has got to get something done. Here we go. Idiot Ever says, until it's official, it's not done. Mate, jog off, you boring twats. I'm not interested. We've done our video. It says done deal. It's a done deal. If you want to wait for official, that's up to you. But we'll be celebrating for 3 weeks ahead of you. Erik Ten Hag is the next United manager. Game over. You can dream on it, it's not official. You can pray it's not official. But Erik Ten Hag is going to be Manchester United's next manager. I know it. Most people know it. I've been doing this for 7 years. I know how transfers work. It's done. People don't come out and say what they've said tonight without it being done. Havertz on the break. Can he get a shot off on his left foot? Oh, he's barred it. He's whacked it over the bar. Terrible. Villareal and Bayern Munich's an interesting one as well. This is being played in Spain, so the home leg to come next week. But Villareal are actually on the attack here. I think, you know what? I think we've got a few of Gary Neville's bots in the chat. It's not done. It's not done. It's not official till it's official. It's not done. There's still a chance. I'm going to make some phone calls tonight. I'm taking the piss. There's no point reveling in other people's loss, is there? We're not here for that. We're just here to be happy. The only way Ten Hag doesn't become manager is if he... Yeah, I'm not reading that, RC. Bayern Munich on the attack now. It's busy. I do want to give you the team news for Bayern Munich as well. Make sure you smash a like and subscribe. Bottom right-hand corner, I'll give you the Villareal team and Benfica Bayern Munich team now. So, in goal for Villareal, you've got Rulli, Foyth, Albiol, Torres, Esteban, Lo Celso, Capoue, Parejo, Coquelin, Moreno and Danjuma. Not a bad side, as you can see. And Bayern Munich, I've got Neuer, Pavard, Upamecano, Hernandez, Davies, Kimmich, Musiala, Gnabry, Muller, Koeman and Lewandowski. So it's a good side. And again, you look at that Bayern Munich bench. Sabitzer, Goretzka, Leroy Sané. Got some good players on that bench. Has Leroy Sané just not settled in at Bayern Munich? I always forgot that they've got him. I thought Koeman and Gnabry, but they have got Leroy Sané, which I think he's fantastic. Erik Ten Hag to Manchester United. Done deal. He's coming to United. He's going to be the next United manager. Get in. Love it. Yeah, I do like Leroy Sané. I don't know why he doesn't start for Bayern. Competitive first 10 minutes here at the Bridge. Bright light. That's really bright. I don't know why it's so bright. Has he been injured? Is he carrying an injury? He scored the other day, says Bath. God, I tell you what, I'm really bad at cutting my toenails, and I've just stubbed my toe, but the nail's massive. And it hit, most of it was nail, and now it's really sore. And the sad thing is, Villareal have scored. It's a goal for Villareal, and it's that man Danjuma. A lot of people like Danjuma. Shock, horror. Gnabry doesn't look happy. And it's Villareal who take the lead with Danjuma. I didn't see it. I will see it in a minute. Neuer's shaking his head. I don't think there's any feeling of regret here from VAR. Let's have a look. He's onside there. Cuts back. He's onside as well. Yeah, it's a goal. And it will be a goal. And Bayern Munich. Are Bayern Munich good enough to be contenders for this tournament? That question still reigns. But Villareal lead 1-0. Which one are you more excited for? Multiverse or Madness or Obi-Wan? Also, did you watch the anime version called Visions? It's a small anthology. Anish, I don't know what you're on about. The only one I even have anything to do... The only one I recognise is Obi-Wan. So I think you're asking the wrong person here. Get in, Erik Ten Hag, says Delicate Official. Yeah, thanks everyone who's tuning in and giving us our praise and reward and, joining the party. Erik Ten Hag is going to be Manchester United's next manager. Not been officially announced yet, but he's going to be Manchester United's manager. Villareal are leading 1-0 against Bayern Munich, by the way. Shock, horror. Well, then again, Villareal aren't a bad side. Mark, can we talk about... I don't know who you're talking about there. Thanks, Jonah. Are Villareal the underdogs? Spurs / Ajax 2019 vibes, says Dan. They're very well organised. Oh! Real Madrid are in. Vinicius Jr. He's hit the Demba. He's hit the Demba. It could have been a goal. It wasn't a goal. He cut inside. He's in the box. And he smacked the Demba bar. Great break by Real Madrid. He wants a corner. I think there was a bit of a there was a little bit of a deflection. There was a slip. It's raining in London. He cuts in. I think it deflects onto the bar. He wants a corner. He's not going to get it. Lovely little flick by Benzema. Here he goes. It's really wet. Yeah, it hits Thiago Silva's foot and goes onto the bar, but the referee doesn't see it. Bayern's defence is a playground at the moment, says Supernova. Former Scotland and British and Irish Lions prop Tom Smith dies aged 50. Rest in peace, says Everton Fan TV. That's very sad news. Very sad news. Mark, what do you think our chances are at getting Tchouaméni and Nunez? Also, I'm very excited about the prospect of Anthony and Timber. Love the show, says Andrew Davis. I don't think United will get Tchouaméni. I think he'll go to a Champions League club. Maybe the same with Nunez, but Timber and Anthony are possibilities. Corner to Chelsea here. Fast-paced game, Chelsea against Real Madrid. Everton have got another penalty in their game. It's all going off here tonight. Everton against Burnley is a massive game at Turf Moor. Richarlison had already scored a penalty. They've got another penalty. Van der Beek is not fit for the game for Everton, by the way. Massive game for Burnley, and they could be 2-1 down here. Very equal game at Turf Moor. How good are Anthony and Gravenberch, says Marketing James. Well, look, I think they're both ready to kick on and play at a higher level. 2-1 to Everton. They've scored that penalty as well. 2 penalties. They all count. They all count. Mark Singh, Eric's at the wheel, says Sam. I'm not quite ready for that, mate. Man City or Liverpool are definitely winning the Champions League now. Very scared of a treble, says Gwydion. Well, yeah, Bayern Munich look a bit shaky at the back, don't they? But a lot of people have been telling me, oh, Bayern Munich, they're great. They're a great team. They're more than good enough to win it. I think Chelsea are a threat if they can get past Real Madrid. Don't write off this tie, Real Madrid and Chelsea. They're both well organised sides. Yeah, it's 1-0 to Villareal. They're playing very well at the moment, Villareal. I mean, they are at home. 2 legs, remember. Dan says, if you can get it Bayern, you can destroy them. Mark, what did you think about that Peaky Blinder plot twist with the Doctor? Did you see it coming, and do you think the movie will be good, says Bassett. Well, let's not give any spoilers away, Bassett, but I expected something to happen. Let's just say I didn't think it was going to end in the caravan, how it looked like it was going to end. I did expect something to happen. I suppose if you didn't think that was going to happen, it would make the show better, but I just never expected it to go the way people thought it was going to go. Sorry, Mark, thought you were into Marvel. It's a small anime Star Wars series. Visions is a small anime Star Wars series on Disney Plus made on folklores of Star Wars. It's a really good binge. Okay, Anish, thank you very much. Burnley going down, says George. I think if Burnley lose today, they're going down, yeah. Yeah. Remember, we've got the Liverpool against Man City watch-along at the weekend as well. That's going to be huge. Yellow card here for Militao. In the Championship, it's Middlesbrough 0, Fulham 0, Forest 1, Coventry 0, West Brom 1, Bournemouth 0. Bournemouth drop more points. That league table starts to become very interesting in the Championship, you know. Bournemouth in second place with 72 points. They're still 8 points ahead of Forest and 6 points ahead of Huddersfield. Free kick for Chelsea here. Chance to put one in the box. Ten Hag is either a fool or a genius, says Ralph. Don't know what that's all about. I've not given any spoilers away. If you've read that as a spoiler, you're thick, because I didn't actually say what happened, did I? I'm telling you now, Mark, that Dan Juma sounds very much like my favourite winger. Matic Juma. It's the balance we need, Mark, says Nick P. Missed the earlier shows, Mark, but I'm excited for Ten Hag, says Nate. Yeah, well, that's up on the United Stand. It's a good show, especially the first couple of minutes, so give it a watch on the United Stand. Chelsea's free kick was saved by Courtois against his former club. Villareal, yes, says AE. Congratulations on getting Ten Hag. Hopefully things don't go south, says Late. Look, at the end of the day, it's the right appointment. Vinicius is in down the left. He's got an overlap with Benzema if he sees it. He's going to go on his own and ends up with Mendy. Poch in the mud, get in, says K10. And Mark, still wise, do you think Kroos is as good as Scholes was? Reminds me so much of Scholes, just taller, says Sharath Kamath Fitness. I think most people would say Tony Kroos is better than Scholes, wouldn't they? I think when you look at his career, there's a case to say he's better. I mean, obviously, as a United fan, I'd love to say Scholes was better than Tony Kroos, but I think he's arguable. Well, we can run a poll. We could run a poll. Let's have a look. First one of the night. Get voting. Scholes or Tony Kroos? Links it's in the chat. Please do subscribe, by the way. Bottom right hand corner. We're on the road to 642,000. Thank you for everyone for getting involved in that. That's football. Everybody's welcome. One 0 to Villareal against Bayern Munich. Still 0-0 at Stamford Bridge. Lewis says, I'm hungry. I wanted Ten Hag to replace Pep. Hey, you know what? I mean, look. I know a lot of Liverpool fans. I don't really know many Man City fans. Who does? I know a few Chelsea fans, a few Arsenal fans. And if you catch them on a day where they don't want to be knobheads and they want to have a proper chat about football, every one of them have said, Erik Ten Hag's a good coach. I hope you don't get him. They all wanted us to get Poch, which says everything. Militao's injured here at the moment, so we've just got a bit of a break in the play, but it's still going on in Spain. Everton are winning 2-1 against Burnley. Yes, they've had 2 penalties. They were 1-0 down. ESPN have just put a tweet out. ESPN Netherlands have just put a tweet out saying, reunited Ten Hag and Van der Beek. Don't you just love it? Don't you just love it? Make a poll, Alaba against Rudiger, says Jemmy. Yeah, we'll do that. I'm happy to do that. What's for dinner, Mark? I've had my dinner. It was chili. It was chili with cheese on top, and then we had Doritos with it. So, you know, I love all that. I'm well up for that. I love it. Do you really like it? Is it? We're loving it. We're loving it like that. Wasn't Scholes more of a box-to-box midfielder? Why Kroos is more of a Carrick style player, deeper, lying? Are there any even comparables? Well, I disagree with you, Jameson. I don't think Tony Kroos is a sitter like Michael Carrick. I think that's definitely something he can do, but I think Tony Kroos would be considered box-to-box as well. Yeah, I think it's a great debate, and that's probably why it's 50-50. I mean, I would go Scholes because I'm biased, but trying not to be biased, I can see why people would go with Tony Kroos. World Cup winner. I mean, sometimes, look, Gerrard's the prime example. Never won a Premier League. Doesn't mean he wasn't a fantastic midfielder. But Tony Kroos' career of 3 Champions Leagues in a row, he was a massive part of that midfield with Modric and Casemiro. You can't say, well, now it's the team he's in, because would Scholes have been a success? He won a treble. Would he have won a treble without Beckham and Giggs and Keane in the midfield with him? So I think it's a really good comparison. Who would I want in their prime? You know, I would always go for Scholes, but I do think it's very close. Header at the goal from Chelsea there, but it's an easy save for Courtois. What you think of Danjuma in United for striker position, says Jay. Well, he is a player we've been linked to. I think a lot of people talk about Darwin Núñez. I'd be very surprised if United got Darwin Núñez. I'm happy to go on record and say I don't think we'll get him. I'd like to get him. I think whoever gets him gets a really good striker. I've always felt he'll go to Atletico Madrid. Maybe it's the South American connection. I think he'll go Atletico Madrid. But if he comes to the Premier League, whoever gets him is getting a good striker. I don't think a Man City or Liverpool would look at a striker like that, but maybe Arsenal, Spurs, Man United. I know West Ham were looking at him. I think he can do better than West Ham, with all due respect. Lovely play by Real Madrid here. Vinicius Junior's in again. Cross comes back. Benzema! Oh, that goal is magnificent. That goal, you saw me talking about it. It's a world-class goal. It's absolutely fantastic. You've got to stand up and applaud it. I have to. Magnificent. In my pyjamas as well. Shirt and pyjamas combo. It's a fucking great goal, that. That is a fantastic goal. It is. It's not a 30-yard banger. It's not an individual bit of brilliance. It's just a 1-2 between Benzema and Vinicius Junior. It's magnificent. Vinicius Junior to Benzema. To Vinicius Junior. Back to Benzema, who heads it in. It's a great goal. Absolutely magnificent. What a goal for Madrid. In the Champions League quarter-final as well. That is just magnificent. You've got to take it on and applaud it. In a game of this excitement and magnitude, to get a goal like that in it, I love it when you get a good goal in a big game. And that is a magnificent goal by Benzema. Mendy can't get near it. It's just quality. The whole goal is quality. Vinicius Junior and Benzema, the cross, the header, the link-up play. It's, you know, Chelsea fans won't like it. They'll hate it. I'd hate it if they'd done it against us at United. But we're not even in the Champions League. But it's not. It's one of those goals where, as a Chelsea fan, you probably want to blame a defender or something like that. But as a neutral watching it, it's just a great goal to watch. Hi Mark, have you ever been to Sweden? If not, is that something you would consider? Love from Sweden. I'd love to come to Sweden, John. I'm looking about where I'm going to go for my holidays, actually. So I don't fancy a beach holiday this year. I do fancy a few days in a couple of places. I mean, I can't go anywhere too far. It would have to be Europe, I think. But that's a big goal as well, because this is at Stamford Bridge. So both La Liga teams winning here. Bayern Munich and Chelsea probably the favourites, but early doors. When is TUSFC going to be on, says Maurice. Did you not know that it's over, Maurice? We're on a new career mode now. Started today. It's on this channel, episode 1. Man United career mode. I feel bad for Maurice now. If only we'd have gotten Benzema back in 2010. Ooh, what could have been, says Jameson. And Slow Sports News. Manchester United announced Erik ten Hag 3 weeks ago, says Butterbean. Actually, you've just made me think about something there. I just want to check somebody's Twitter and see what they've said about it. Good points. Well made. Well, Real Madrid are looking good here. It's Modric on the ball. Cross to the back post. Oh, it's another one. He's done it again. Not one, but two. You buy one, you get one free. Modric with the cross. He's done it with his head again. He's got a head like a magnet. No, opposite. He's got an head like a bouncy castle. He's pulling in the moves. He belongs in the Olympics. It's magnificent from Benzema. It's a super cross by Modric. What is going on at Chelsea? They're hemorrhaging goals, but they're good goals. It's another one. It's Benzema, and it's 2-0. Oh my God. What a cross by Modric. And a fantastic header. Mendy's got no chance. Absolutely no chance of getting on this. It's just quality. His movement. It's madness. Real Madrid are heading towards the semi-finals here. Fantastic goal. Can't believe it. Chelsea, the holders are in massive trouble at the Bridge. Second leg to come at the Bernabeu. They're 2-0 down at the Bridge. And it's Benzema again. And Real Madrid have just got this habit in the Champions League this year of quick knockout blows, haven't they? They do it fast. Before you know it, you're 2 or 3-0 down. World-class Benzema on the highest stage again. Can Lewandowski react? I tell you what, if Real Madrid get to the final this year, Benzema deserves the Ballon d'Or. But here's Conte. Great defending now. La Liga bossing it, yeah, says AE. And nice to see Barca and Real coming back to the top, says Camet. Well, I did say that they always would do. Fantastic, what a striker can do with some service, says Juan. Is the tie over already, says Dane. No. No, I think these two teams are going to be very equally matched, but Real Madrid have got a very, very good lead now. Chelsea will come back, I'm sure of it. Oh, no, he didn't want to give a penalty there on Havertz. I thought for a minute he was pointing at the spot. Benzema for Ballon d'Or. He's got my vote at the moment, Hike. Still Villareal 1-0 as well. Here goes Havertz. Been a soft penalty. Well, there's no touch on the ball. What a couple of goals by Benzema. Still 1-0 in the Villareal game, yes. 2-1 to Everton at half-time in the Burnley relegation battle extraordinaire. But I wouldn't say we're stunned here. Real Madrid showed against PSG what they can do. And it's going to be very interesting. Just a bit of an update here. Apparently, Steve McLaren should be appointed as number 2 for Erik ten Hag when he takes over. We will see if that comes to pass. Perfect results so far for Liverpool, says Jake. Remember, we're doing the watch-along for that on Sunday. Manchester City against Liverpool. It's a massive week for sport. Champions League this week and next week. Liverpool, Man City at the weekend. I'm doing the Formula 1 early on Sunday morning if you're interested in that. Loads going on. I don't mind Steve McLaren. I don't think he was a bad assistant coach, to be honest. Goldbridge, come sign up for our pro club, says K10. I'd love to, mate. Time is the issue for me. Chelsea looking to get a goal here. They need to get one. 27 minutes gone. 2-0 to Real Madrid. 1-0 to Villareal against Bayern Munich. What a great career Ancelotti has had. Great player, even greater manager, and best eyebrow game in football, says Jameson Gray. Josh says Everton versus Burnley is low-key the most entertaining match tonight. I'm going to put it on when it's half-time. So we'll have about 15 minutes of that. Mark, only if you did UFC watch-alongs, this weekend's fight card is packed, says Amradeep. I can't cover everything, mate. Manchester United have been aiming to settle on their next manager before the season end. Erik ten Hag emerged the favourite pick 3 weeks ago. Ajax expects Erik ten Hag to become Man United's next manager. Okay, well, that's not really breaking news, is it? Catch up with the programme. I think the reason ESPN got the scoop is because they got the scoop from the Netherlands. Get rid of the poll. Okay. Sorry about for that. So nearly 9,500 of you voted. 54% went with Scholes and 46% with Tony Cruz. So Paul Scholes has won that, which is great because he's been retired for a few years. Well done, Paul. You've beaten Tony Cruz in the poll with 54% of the vote. Our next either or, I've been asked to do this one, so I will do it. You can vote in the poll here in the live chat. Either or, Alaba, Rudiger. Get in the chat. Is Ten Hag McLaren a trap? McLaren worries me, says D3R. Thoughts on DRS in F1? It's a big talking point at the moment. We'll see how it goes. See how it goes at the weekend. I think it's a bit silly when people are refusing to take over. You don't want that situation. What's this 50-minute halves in the World Cup? It's not even April Fool's Day. We have got That's Racing on Sunday, yes. How can McLaren be a serial bottler? He won the treble as an assistant coach of Manchester United. He's not going to be the manager, he's going to be the assistant coach. He was a very good assistant coach at Man United, and he was a very good assistant coach with Sven-Göran Eriksson as well. It's when he became the manager his problems started. As an assistant coach, his record's very, very good. Mark, do you think there is a chance of Tuchel getting the sack? Look, mate, you never know with Chelsea, Vibben. You never know. Good cross. Nobody's on the end of it. You never know with Chelsea. I look forward to the next set of leaks now that Erik Ten Hag is in, says Jonah. Benzema has scored 41 goals in 42 games this season, 12 in his last 7, and he's 34, says Melps. I am doing the Fury fight on the 23rd as well, so it's quite a busy month on this channel. We do That's Football, which is what we're doing now. If it's F1, it's That's Racing, and if it's boxing, it's That's Boxing. They're basically the 3 sports we do at the moment. I'm thinking about doing That's Chess, but it's a bit of a long stream. Yeah, I don't know where this 100-minute World Cup thing came from, to be honest. I'm very surprised. Well, I'm not surprised. I think Villareal deserve a little bit of respect here, but it's still 1-0. What makes me most afraid is that what if Erik Ten becomes a yes man? I hope not, says Storm. We'll see. It's very obvious if somebody becomes a yes man, and it's a massive test for him. I can't wait. Hala Madrid. Oh my God, they nearly scored again. Mendy's having a bit of a nightmare there. Hala Madrid, says Edwin. And thank you, Mark, and thanks to the United Stand for helping to amplify our voices as fans. I'm looking forward to the Ten Hag era, says Envid. Thank you very much. I do think the fans have had a big part to play in Erik Ten Hag being Manchester United manager. I do. I definitely do. I think the noise has been deafening. And I think if fans had said, let's just see what the club do, the only noise they would have heard would have been ex-players saying Pochettino. But I think the fans have been so vocal about wanting Erik Ten Hag. I think it's very hard for the club to ignore it. I don't think it was the reason, but I think it was a factor. Headed away from the corner. Chelsea cannot concede again. We're thinking about Chelsea, when will they come back into it? But of course, if Real Madrid get the third, I think it's over. Would you rename the channel to That Sports by any chance? As late could do. What about That's Tennis for Wimbledon? Says Norfolk. There's all sorts we could do. We have been requested to do That's Porn. That's disgusting. I'd rather do That's Disgusting. Was Mourinho right about some United players? He was, Annabeth. I don't necessarily think the players that you're talking about are the ones, but yes, he was right. Of course he was right. Take me away. That's snooker. I do like a bit of snooker. I do like a bit of snooker. Snooker, looking up away, 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 away. You are you and you and me, 'cause you're snooker, loopy. Mark, do you think Rangnick will have more of an influence with Ten Hag come, says Jemmy? We'll have to wait and see what happens with Ralph Rangnick. we don't know, do we? We don't know what's going to happen with Ralf Rangnick, but we do know that we're going to get Erik ten Hag, and I think that's the big thing. That's the big deal here. Why is my phone so shit every night? We will put Everton versus Burnley on at half time. Please subscribe, bottom right hand corner. What the fuck's going on here? Oh, I despair with this phone. I really do. I'm trying to find some information for you, and it's pissing about. Let's have a look here. You should venture onto the Manchester United subreddit. There are some questionable opinions there sometimes. Could be quite fun as a show, says Jameson Gray. I don't really do Reddit. That's Olympic diving starring lack of threat, says Corbs. And that's Rugby League. Love the channels, Mark, says Tolson. Modric will start over Iniesta, says Jashin. Where are they going to start then? Being as into Iniesta's... Now, I just want to see good football at United. It's been too long, says Jack Brown. You are you and you and me, 'cause we're snooker loopy. Pop the yellow and drink and white. Snooker loopy, that's our way, 'cause we're snooker loopy. That is an actual song. I do like snooker. Snooker loopy, nuts our way. Me and him and them and me. We'll show you what we can do with a load of balls and a snooker cue. Pop the reds and screw it back for the yellow, green, brown, blue, pink and black. Snooker loopy, nuts our way. We're all snooker loopy. There you go. Cheers. Echo out. Your thoughts on Elon adding the edit button on Twitter, says Lay. You know what? I was thinking about this, Lay. You made a great comment there. All right, we're going to do this. Either or, Alaba won with 54% over Rudiger. I'm going to go in a new poll for you here. Community. You know, I love your opinions. So let me go here. 1 minute. I'm going to have to sort this out as well. Excuse me. Either or. No. Twitter. Edit button. Yes or no? Twitter edit button, yes or no? You can get in the vote. Now, apparently they're going to put an edit button onto Twitter. And I was like, I don't agree with it. Because it is annoying when you rush a tweet out and then you read it back and you've misspelt or missed a word out. But, on the other hand, imagine if there was an edit button and that tweet that I put out about Anthony Martial being a more complete striker than Harry Kane 3 years ago, I could just go back and go, Harry Kane's a more complete striker than Anthony Martial. So out of context or taking the piss out of someone's opinion, I mean, I suppose I should be for an edit button, but I think for prosperity reasons, it would be a shame to do that, because you would never be able to. You'd be able to edit anything. All these people who say tonight, "Oh, Erik ten Hag's going to win us the treble," and then in 3 years he's getting the sack. You wouldn't be able to take the piss. Can't beat Big Break back in the day, Mark. I loved Big Break. It's a goal! Oh my God! It's a goal! I thought it was a fantastic save. It's Havertz for Chelsea. It's game on. It's game on. I thought Courtois had pulled off the biggest save of the night. He hasn't. I don't know whether he should have done. It's a cross anyway, and it's a goal for Chelsea. I did feel that a Chelsea goal would come, and it has come. The cross comes in. There is an offside, but it's not Havertz. And it's a very good header, and it will be given. What a game we've got here. But Real Madrid thoroughly deserve to be in front. But you know what I would say as well? 3 goals, 3 headers. Brave header by Havertz as well. And it's 3-1. That's goats, says Norfolk Enchants. It's not over yet. Oh, it's a long way to go. It's definitely not over yet. Villareal have got a goal as well. Oh, it's all going on. Villareal are 2-0 up. What's going on for Bayern Munich? I'm just looking at this now. Well, there is an offside here. But it's a cross. Was he offside when the ball was played? I don't know whether he meant to do it. So he's on the far side. He's put a cross in and it's dropped in under Manuel Neuer. It's not offside. It's a fluke. Or is it? Mate of mine puts coleslaw on a crumpet. Thoughts, says Corbs. I do like a bit of coleslaw. Jay Cook, thanks for the super chat. A window of about 30 seconds to fix a spelling mistake or track something really horrible on Twitter wouldn't be a bad idea, says Nick P. Yeah, that wouldn't be a bad idea. You shouldn't be able to go and complete things that are... What a chance for Benzema. It should have been 3. I bet 2-1 for Villareal, says Sino. Could be on. Benzema's just had a big chance as well. Goal's been disallowed for Villareal as offside. Sorry. I've missed it. I'm an idiot. I thought it said 2-0. Disallowed for the offside. Could have been a big moment. What if Villareal smash out Bayern at the end, says Offset? Well, Villareal are Europa League holders. They're not a bad side. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer will be like, I beat Villareal, so technically I knocked Juve and Bayern out, says Jameson Gray. Thanks God I can change the score and add an edit button. Most people are saying yes for an edit button. What a couple of games. The Everton score, I'm going to knock it on in a minute, but as I understand it, it's Everton who are winning at the moment 2-1. 2-1 between Everton and Burnley after 52 minutes, which in relation to the table puts Everton 6 points ahead, or 7 points ahead of Burnley with the same games playing and 6 points off safety. So I think it would basically say Watford, Burnley and Norwich are very much looking like they're going down. Not over yet, but it would be looking bad for them. Trent should win the Ballon d'Or, says Ivor. Very hard. So let's close that poll. Twitter edit button. 54% say yes. 46% say no. There you go. But Bayern Munich could have easily been 2-0 down. What a game we've got at the Bridge, though. Real Madrid have scored 2 fantastic goals. Benzema could have had a hat-trick. Chelsea have been pushing and they've made it 2-1. This game's going to go the full distance, isn't it? It's going to be one of the exciting two-leggers. And I did say that Chelsea Real Madrid was hard to call. I did think Chelsea would shade it, but as anybody knows who watches the Premier League, Chelsea are looking a bit vulnerable at the moment after being stuffed by Brentford at the weekend. All right. What a game, says James Taylor. And thoughts on steak with baked beans? 100%. And in fact, Corbs, for me, if you want something controversial, steak, chips, beans, coleslaw, garlic bread. Don't fight it, just bite it. Allow it, man. Allow it, fam. It's a dream deal. That is. Steak, chips, beans, coleslaw, garlic bread, bit of ketchup. Bang in. Bang in. You know you want it. And even better, people will go mad about this, but keep it away from your coleslaw if you want. Steak, chips, coleslaw, beans, garlic bread, poached egg. Thoughts on egg custard? Hated it as a kid, Joshua. Don't mind it now. Mark, the Chelsea fans are booing Quartar's. Thoughts? Says Rob L. Well, it's half time there. And let me stop the clock. It's half time and it's 2-1 to Real Madrid. What a fantastic game we've had here. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Bottom right hand corner. I'm not going anywhere. I'm not going anywhere actually. I don't need to go anywhere because I'll just do it on this screen here. Bayern Munich are on the attack. Mark Tactics leaked there. Says Shane Maguire. Coleslaw's nasty. I love coleslaw. I do. Lars, thank you very much. I'm just about to switch to Everton Burnley, so we don't really need a half-time chat today. We've got a goal for Burnley. We've got a goal for bloody Burnley. Get it on. Get it on. Get it on. I'm coming. Daichi, wait for me, baby. I'm coming. Where am I? Wait. Daichi, here I come. Let me see the goal. Preparing. I'm Deitch. I'm coming, Sean. Wait. Here I am. No, I've not missed. I've missed it. Bloody missed it. "58 minutes. It's 2-2. What a game that is. What a game. Everton Burnley. Relegation battle. Come to daddy, Goldbridge. I'm back in it. I'm not going anywhere. That sounds like a constipated man. That doesn't sound like Sean Dyche. So there is a change. It is 2-2 in the game between Everton and Burnley. The goal scorers in the game are this. We've got 2 penalties for Richarlison, Collins and Rodriguez for Burnley. Their lineup is Pope, Roberts, Collins, Tarkowski, Taylor, Lennon, Westwood, Brownhill, Cornet, Rodriguez and Weghorst. And Everton are Pickford, Kenny, Godfrey, Braithwaite, Mikalenko, Decore, Holgate, Iwobi, Gordon, Calvert-Lewin and Richarlison. No Donny. No Donny, no Donny, no Van der Beek. No Donny, no Likey. Saturday night. Paddy. That's not right. Paddy McGuinness. Anyway, the league table looks like this at the moment. With Everton no longer winning, they're back down to 26 points. Burnley on 22 points. Both played 29 games. 4 points between them at the moment. It was 8. Because it's a 6-pointer. If Everton win, they go 8 points clear of Burnley. If they draw, it stays 4 points. If they were to lose, it comes down to 2 points. Exciting. Looking at Madrid's passing, I'm crying when I see McFred's passing, says Aditya. Thanks for all the super chats, by the way. Make sure you subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. Donny van der Beek is injured. He's not playing and he won't be playing. Man United play Everton on Saturday as well, by the way. Knowing that their new manager is Erik ten Hag. Everton are on the attack here. What's this new TV series I'm looking at? With volcanoes and fighting and swords. The Northman. It's a film. Don't know whether that's going to be any good. Good cross. Everton are pushing here. Overhead kick. Good save by Pope. What a hat-trick that would have been for Richarlison with an overhead kick. I had Wood, now I've got Woot, says Nate H. Pope with a big save. Everton are pushing more here. I tell you what, from United's point of view, we need to beat Everton on Saturday, so I'm thinking maybe an Everton win would help us. Hi Mark, will you be happy if Everton get relegated? Offset says, no, I don't want Everton to get relegated, but I don't want Burnley to get relegated either. Mark, you need a stretch, says Hader. I do. You're right, I do. Northman looks great, pal. Same guy who did The Lighthouse. I do like cinema. Have I? Did I? How do you know? Havertz low-key pretty good now, says Samarth. So, it's half-time between Chelsea and Real Madrid, and it's 2-1. It's half-time between Villareal and Bayern, it's 1-0. But we're currently watching Everton-Burnley, where it's not half-time. There's half an hour to go. And another header there. Everton are all over Burnley at the moment. Burnley looking like a team that's going down. Do you think Tottenham will get top 4, says Stanley? I think it's going to be interesting for Tottenham. I do think it's going to be interesting for Tottenham and Arsenal. I think there's a lot to be excited about, isn't there? I mean, we've got Erik ten Hag as our manager at Manchester United now. Tottenham and Arsenal in a race for top 4. Liverpool against Man City on Sunday in the race for the title. Relegation battle between Everton and Burnley here. Champions League. Formula 1 Sunday morning. It's all very exciting, but I haven't known us have this for a while. Really good title race, really interesting relegation battle, really good race for top 4. Champions League looks really interesting as well. I think it's really exciting. I tell you what, I don't want anybody to ever do a treble, but if Man City or Liverpool won a treble, you'd have to take your hat off because it's very competitive. Yeah. Ten Hag is the new Manchester United manager, yes. It's not officially been announced yet, but he is going to be Manchester United's new manager. Confirmed about 3 hours ago. Dutch sources, ESPN and UK. And everybody else has basically come out and said, yes, that is the case. Manchester United have decided that Ten Hag is their man. He's their man. And they've just got to announce it officially now. So, which could take a few weeks if they're going to wait for Ajax to win the title before they do that. So, Erik ten Hag will be Manchester United's next manager. Not official yet, Diana. I don't think anybody expected it to be official for a few weeks, but it's nice to know that he's coming in, definitely. What will be a good first season for Ten Hag, says the Honest Tiger? I think 4th place and a good cup run. It's a massive rebuild for United, and I think we need to lower the expectations. I think Aston Villa will be better next year. Newcastle will be better. Arsenal will be better. Spurs will be better. And Man City, Chelsea and Liverpool are going nowhere. So I think if Man United can get in the Champions League next year, it will be a good first season. Do you think Chelsea will lose points and get 4th, says Jordan? No, I think Chelsea will be fine. I think Chelsea's big problem this season is Lukaku. That they won the Champions League last year and did really, really well. And they then went and bought the player that they needed, which was a goal scorer. And then he's not ended up being a goal scorer. So, Steak Garlic Rule is worth a gobble, pal. Stay safe, says Jacko. And do you think that Rangers can win the Europa League, says Karima? I'd love to see a West Ham Rangers final. I don't know whether it's possible, but I think there's some interesting games. Certainly, I think PSV against Leicester is going to be very interesting from a Dutch point of view to see how good the Dutch team is against the decent Premier League side. But Benzema should have made it 3 there. Still 2-2 Burnley Everton. Burnley are not really doing anything. Barcelona will probably win the Europa League though. Yeah, I agree with everybody. Donny van der Beek is the happiest man in England now. He'll be coming back. Yes, Raz, sorry. There are almost no more easy games in the Premier League. Even the teams on the lower halves of the league table are quite competitive, says Jameson Gray. Yeah, well, and that's what you want, Jameson. I want a competitive league. I mean, Crystal Palace battered Arsenal the other day, and Arsenal, for me, are a very good side. Had they won the 7 of their last 8 Premier League games, and Palace thoroughly deserved to beat them. They've also taken 4 points off Man City this season. And they're a mid-table Premier League side. And that's what you want. You want to see that sort of competitive nature. La Liga can't do it. And I think La Liga messed up because they just allow a system where the rich get richer. So Bayern Munich, Barcelona and Real Madrid get all the money from the TV deals. Whereas in the Premier League, the money was distributed fairly. And now we've got a very competitive league. The gap between the teams is closer than it is in La Liga, so we've got a better league for it. I want a competitive league. How do you think Barcelona will do next season, says Pavel? I think they're on the route back. I do think they're on the route back, but I mean, Real Madrid could knock Chelsea out. Remy says, turn 27 today, Mark. Chelsea fan here. Keep up with the great content. Also love that Incy calls you Mark. It got Incy on tomorrow morning, 9:45. Be very interesting to have a chat with him, being as he wants Poch. I won't be rubbing it in too much. Yeah, so I think he's got to take training at 10:30 for Reading. Doing well with Reading. So 9:45 tomorrow I'm live with him talking about this. How many £70 million plus players have been successful, says Jack Brown 852. I don't know. There's the starter for 10. How many 70 million plus players have been successful? Ronaldo. Didn't Real Madrid pay 80 for Ronaldo from Man United? You'd have to say that Mbappe and Neymar have probably been successful as well. There'll be a few. There'll definitely be a few. Van Dijk, definitely. Gareth Bale, yeah. Yeah, I don't think we can put Pepe in there or Maguire somehow. Yeah, but definitely that's a good question. How many players over £70 million have been successful? You'd want loads, wouldn't you? Hazard's not been, Lukaku's not been, Grealish probably hasn't been, Maguire, Pepe, but Ronaldo has, Mbappe has, Neymar has, Van Dijk has, Bale has. Van Dijk was 75 million, Zenith. He was. Havertz is becoming successful, says Zeb. I wouldn't say Pogba's been successful. I'm a Liverpool fan and I really don't like Ten Hag going to use. He's a great manager and will bring back the real United. See, Joe, I love that, but I don't agree. I think United's job is ridiculously difficult. I think if United had Jurgen Klopp, I wouldn't guarantee we were going to be successful. I do think Erik Ten Hag is the right appointment. I will not guarantee that we're going to be successful. I think that's very dangerous to do that for us. Sancho is so... I think it's too early with Sancho. Wasn't really starting in the team at the start, and now he is starting and he's doing quite well. So, and it's only season 1. So, I think we're going to do a poll here. I've seen it pop up a few times. That's what she said, and I quite like it. So I'm going to go with Bowen versus Kulusevski. So crack away in the chat. That means poll. Don't crack on with anything else. 20 minutes to go between Burnley and Everton. We've not started the second half yet between Chelsea and Real Madrid and Villareal and Bayern Munich. Bayern Munich, bit disappointing tonight. Don't want to take anything away from Villareal, but Bayern Munich have been a bit disappointing tonight. Some people felt that Bayern Munich could be a threat for the Champions League itself. I'm not saying they couldn't be, but I don't think they really look like they're a team that are going to definitely cause a Liverpool or a Man City problems. And that's what we're comparing it to. There's a lovely run from the back from Everton here. What a driving run that is. And he slips it in really well to the left-hand side. If they score from this, no, they haven't. Good block by Richarlison. Good block from Richarlison. On Tarkowski. What's happening in the second half then? Chelsea, Real Madrid. What you got? What you got? I'm going to go 2-2. That's what I think. You know, somebody just said there Tarkowski's better than Harry Maguire. I think Harry Maguire at Burnley would be a decent player. No disrespect, I think he'd be a decent player there. 4-2 to Chelsea. Anybody absolutely disappointed that we didn't get Poch? Apart from every other rival fan. And Gary Neville. Sorry. I don't want to rub it in. Damari Gray on for Everton. I was only talking about him the other day. He must have been out injured for a while. He was having a good start to the season. Double substitution for Chelsea. Kovacic and Ziyech coming on. I actually thought Kovacic started. Shows what I know. Must have been Jorginho and Kante. No, Kovacic is coming on for Christensen. So tactical change here. And Ziyech comes on for probably Mason Mount, I would have thought. No, Kante. Ziyech comes on for Kante. Interesting. Kante off at half time. Kovacic versus his old club. Can you do a relegation starting 11, says Jordan? Oh, no. It's just depressing. You're basically championing crap, aren't you? It's like polishing a turd. As a Liverpool fan, I'm actually happy for you, says I'm Hayden Banks, about Erik ten Hag. Thank you very much. That was a good question about how many players over £70 million have actually been a success. You'd think there'd be loads, wouldn't you? But there's actually it's probably more who've been a failure. I suppose it's that pressure, isn't it? Griezmann wasn't a success. Dembele wasn't. João Felix, Coutinho, Kepa. Yeah, good points there from Udit. Anyway, I need to start the clock. We're going in the Chelsea game. We're going. Oh my God! What has gone on? I haven't even got the clock going here. It's 3-1. You wouldn't believe it. It's 3-1 and it's Benzema with the hat-trick. Mendy's made a right mistake. What has he done? What an absolute prat. I'll have to see this again. 3-1 Madrid. Tuchel can't believe it. Mendy. What has he done in a game of this magnitude? The best keeper in the world, they say. I've got to see it back before I have a proper sense. It's a long ball to Mendy. He's all on his own. He controls it. And he basically plays a rubbish pass. And Benzema scores. He's under no pressure. He's ran out of his goal. Sweeper keeper. Yeah, I can do that. Tries to pass it to Rudiger. Undercooks the pass. Rudiger tries to get there. Benzema wins it off him and taps it into an empty goal. Benzema's got a hat-trick, says Malps. He has. How different is Erik ten Hag's play different from Pep, says Ram. And Mark, do you think William Saliba will ever play for Arsenal, says Joel Morris? Well, he's been spoken about with Arsenal for quite a long time, hasn't he? But the longer it goes on, the more you'd have to think not. Erik ten Hag versus Pep. I think there's a lot of differences, to be honest with you. I think Pep's very, very possession based, and I I think Ten Hag is, but I think there's a little bit more element of directness to it. Especially when you think about the target man of Ahala, which obviously Pep would probably never do. He likes a false 9. It's 3-1 to Real Madrid. I wouldn't say it's the killer goal, but it's another mountain to climb for Chelsea. And remember, this second leg's at the Bernabeu as well. Chelsea have got to get these goals back. I think they've got to be trying to be at least one goal behind Real Madrid, preferably level. João Felix has been good recently. I think things are turning around for him at Atletico, says Akimbo. And bring on Kepa, says Lay, and Benzema. What a player, says Melps. I think we read that one before, but twice shout out. Still 2-2 between Everton and Burnley. Still 1-0 between Villareal and Bayern Munich. Starting lineup next season with 3 new signings, says Grace. Benzema, who for? Man United? Well, hopefully we have a new right winger, a new CDM, and a new centre-back. Benzema's the king of strange goals. You think if Everton get relegated, they'll pull a Norwich and get promoted immediately, or they'll do a Leeds, says Jameson. So competitive league, but you'd expect Everton would have the quality to come back. I certainly think if Newcastle had gone down, they'd have come straight back. It all comes down to whether or not the board trust him to pull the strings and make the decisions at United, and if they do, the trophies will flow, says Joe Cullen. Real Madrid are on the attack again here. Stamford Bridge is falling down, says Jack White. Tell you what, we ain't messing tonight. We said it would be an interesting game between Real Madrid and Chelsea. I don't think we expected this. Nottingham Forest are beating Coventry 2-0, and Garner has scored on loan from Manchester United. Another win for them, another good performance from him. Here's Hans Havertz. Good play, good block. Aspilicueta! What a save by Courtois! Edge of the box shot. It's going in the top corner. That's a worldie. They call him the cat. They don't, but they should do. Ronaldo surely regrets leaving Madrid, says Robert Galinda. That save by Courtois is fantastic, by the way. David De Gea-esque. It's going in the top corner. It's a great save by Aspilicueta. Not everything's going right for Chelsea at the moment. He's already made a double substitution at half time. Well, many people say that a lot of people giving Courtois a lot of credit. To be honest, when we're talking about the best goalkeepers in the world, a lot of people say that Courtois is the best goalkeeper in the world at the moment. I don't know. I mean, some people want to say it's a Premier League keeper, but I certainly don't think it's Oblak or Manuel Neuer anymore. But he's doing very well. Please subscribe to the channel, by the way. Bottom right-hand corner, we're only 100 away from 642,000. You're all very welcome on the channel. Make sure you check out episode 1 of our Man United FIFA career mode as well, that went up today. Bottom right hand corner to subscribe and get involved in the channel. We have got Spurs against Villa on Saturday tea time as our next watch along, and then Sunday morning at 6 AM we've got the Formula 1, and then on Sunday afternoon this massive game. I don't know whether you've heard about it. Man City against Liverpool. Title. Maybe a title decider, possibly not, but a massive game in the title race. Myron says everybody has a bad game, but it is when you have it that matters, says Myron. Yeah, it's when you have it and how often you have it. Which makes me think about something else. I tell you, can I just say as well, we've just had our best poll ever, because we've had 7,500 votes on who is better, either or Bowen or Kulusevski, and they're locked in on 50% each. So this has actually become our low-key best poll we've ever done. We thought Bruno against Odegaard yesterday was fantastic. This one is incredible. It's 50%, 50-50 for Bowen and Kulusevski. Fantastic. Mason Mount has not scored a goal. I think Kulusevski's a fantastic player, and I think Jared Bowen's a fantastic player. I got to be honest, if I don't want to sway it, but I would probably go Kulusevski. just because I'm biased towards Juventus, and I've been quite excited about this player for a couple of years now. But it's a very good poll. I'm not going to lie. Chelsea need to get back into this game. 10 minutes to go between Burnley and Everton. Still Villareal 1, Bayern 1-0. That second leg will be massive. If Villareal can hold on there, that second leg in Munich will be huge. Is a corner to Chelsea. Real Madrid at the moment just look like they've got the upper hand. Anyone remember The Upper Hand? Used to be a little sitcom called The Upper Hand. You wouldn't. I guarantee nobody did. Benzema to United, says GJ. Nah, why would he come? Corner for Chelsea. They really need a goal. Header. Second ball. Courtois just grabs it. He's having a very good game. I'm going to get the deciding vote between Kulusevski and Jared Bowen, apparently. Please subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. We're nearly at 642,000. We're only 100 away. I tell you what, I must admit, yesterday I did what I did today. I did a morning show on United Stand, FIFA in the afternoon, United Stand at 7, and then I did the watch-along, and I felt really tired. And I woke up this morning, I was like, oh God, I don't know whether I can do it all again. It's a big ask. I've actually enjoyed it more today. Been absolutely fine with it. I suppose it's like going for a run, isn't it? You do the first one and it's hard, and then your body gets used to it. How did you create a club player? What? How did you create a club player in Man United career mode? Says Fabian the One. That doesn't even make sense, Fabian. Hi Mark, can't wait for the F1 on Sunday. Yep, I'm really enjoying the F1. We'll be doing the stream on here. And that's from Cohen. Who will win the Champions League, City or Liverpool, says Nathan. You arrogant shit, Nathan. Who will win the Champions League, Liverpool or Man City? You arrogant shit. There's other teams in it. Don't disrespect Benfica. I'd say Liverpool or Man City are the favourites, but you can't sleep on this game. Chelsea, Real Madrid. Just because Real Madrid are beating Chelsea, whoever comes through this game, I think, are a threat. So Bayern Munich at the moment, I'm not massively convinced about, but you just don't know. Another good cross. Real Madrid are defending well as well. Ziyech with the cross. They're asking the questions, but at the moment, Militao, Alaba are loving it. Barca smashed this Madrid side 4-0, says Hums. Barca ain't in it. Brentford smashed this Chelsea side. Mark, how is Mrs. Goldbridge? Is it your birthday tomorrow, says Nathan Harper. I think she's all right. And it is, yes, thank you. Mark, do you think the left of Louis Diaz joining Liverpool has swayed the title race, says Joe? And Mark, I don't know, Joe. I don't know. It's about the players. It's about the structure. Mark, can you sing the G-Song Park song? I'm not doing any songs, Sam. I'm not a parrot. Dwight McNeil's coming on for Aaron Lennon. Oh, God, what's happened to Dwight? He should be starting for Burnley. Oh, that's a good cup of tea. That's a good cup of tea. There's Sean Dyche. I've got 3 screens on the go now. What an evening of football we've got here. This is what it's all about, isn't it? A fantastic community, a cup of tea, and 3 matches on the go. I'm like an excited arsonist. I needed to ask that question about FIFA. Somebody said, how have you got to create a club in Manchester United FIFA career mode? Goal for Burnley! It's a goal for Burnley! Get in! Get in, Daichi! He's done it! Burnley have scored! Oh my God! Everton fans, look away now! Burnley! Late winner! Burnley! 3-2! Burnley! Massive goal! Everton! in the shit. It's a huge goal at Turf Moor. Well, I told you we lost Wood, but we've got Cornet. Cornet. Get in the bin, Lampard. You don't like it up north, do you? Potato cake and a bag of gravel and a pint of mustard. Get down on the floor, Lampard. This is Dyche territory. We got Tarkovsky and Cornet. Get in. Cross comes in, cut back, and there he is. Cornet to blast it home. Makes it 3-2 to Burnley. Puts them 2 points behind Everton. Ian Wone's going mad. If you know, you know. Everton are in serious trouble, says Dean. I said this about Everton. It's not good for United, really. I said this about Everton. They've got Burnley tonight and United on Saturday lunchtime. They need to take 4 points. They're not going to be able to take 4 points if they lose this game in the next 4 minutes. How has Donny played, Diana? Thankfully, Donny's not involved. Hi, Mark. I'm feeling more positive on Doncaster Rovers. We might be down to League 2, but the owners have listened to the fans and they're bringing in a director of football, says Chal. Yeah, don't worry about that, Chal. It took United years to do that. What a night of football. What a night of football we've got here. It's crazy. It's all going on. Burnley 3, Everton 2. League table looks like this. Burnley, third from bottom, with 24 points. Everton, fourth from bottom, with 25 points. Both played 29 games. Burnley at the weekend playing Norwich at 2 o'clock. Everton play Man United. Everton are in trouble. Garner constantly doing well in the Championship and deserves a chance. First team under Ten Hag, says LJ, even if he's young and experienced. I think Eric Ten Hag is the perfect man for that. Lampard's looking furious. I'm pretty sure McNeil has had a terrible season with no goals. I do sort of want Burnley to stay up though. Everton are so uninspiring, says B. Yakov. Do you think Real could get to the final? Yes. Thunder, I do. And do you think Lampard is risking the sack after Chelsea now Everton? Wouldn't be a good statistic, says Jameson Gray. Look, I was just about to ask that question. Do you think Frank Lampard getting the job at Everton was a mistake? I do. I don't mind Lampard, but I really think that Everton and Potter was perfect. If you can't convince a guy who basically can't do any more with Brighton to come to Everton, then I don't get it. I know people said Potter didn't want the job, but his director of football has left. Brighton have lost loads of games recently. Potter needs to go to a better club. And I think that Everton should have broken the bank for somebody like Potter. Instead, they went for the easy option of Lampard, which was, you know, what's Lampard done? So I think Everton took a risk. And I also think Everton took a risk because even though I don't think Lampard's terrible, what experience has he got of a relegation battle as well? Potter, with Brighton, knows how to keep them up. They've not always been a team that's comfortable. So I just think Everton went for the wrong person at the wrong time. How many clubs would go for someone like an Allardyce just to keep him up and then a Lampard in the summer? But I think it could... I don't think Everton are down yet, but I think they're going to have to change what they're doing. By the way, Mark, just want to say you're one of the reasons why I wanted to create a fan channel for Doncaster. Also, Ethan Galbraith has been class this season, says Chal. Well, fantastic. I love to hear of fan channels at clubs that aren't massively popular, certainly in the lower leagues. So keep at it, mate. Everton need to find a goal here. Only a minute left. Do you think what Klopp has done has been impressive from being bad last season with injuries to make us play like this? Because it ain't easy to do that, says Nathan Allen. I don't think it's impressive, Nathan. I think that what you did the season before your injuries was impressive. I think Liverpool just got caught out by a bad season in injury problems. I don't think COVID helped Liverpool. I mean, look, your Anfield record would not have gone so terribly if you'd have had fans in the ground. So I think Liverpool were vulnerable without their fans at Anfield, and they were vulnerable because of injury. And they still finished the season off strongly. And I think it's just a weird set of circumstances for Liverpool. But I wouldn't say that. I think Klopp's been doing a great job at Liverpool from day one. He's been building what you're now a dynasty that you now benefit from. Chelsea, the game's drifting a little bit for Chelsea. Everton trying to push here. They've got 3 minutes to try and get an equaliser. Liam says, do you think Bayern can lose this tie? I do. Oh, it's a chance for Everton. Rondon. Yeah, he's shit. He's always going to miss. Loftus-Cheek's coming on for Chelsea now. Systematic. I never can get away. Thanks everyone who's tuning in. Please do subscribe. Bottom right hand corner. We're only 100 away from 642,000. Loads of watch-alongs on this channel. We're also doing the Formula 1 on Sunday morning. We've got Villa against Spurs on Saturday evening. And the massive game, Man City against Liverpool on Sunday afternoon. Here, watch along. Join us. Me and Daichi, who's beating Everton. That's not Sean Dyche. Sean Dyche. This is Sean Dyche. I've got Tarkovsky, McNeil and Woodhorst. Daichi's at the wheel. Tell me, how does your throat feel? We've got Gravel, Tarkovsky and Pope. There's a song in that. Lampard really broke his hand to get relegated. Terrible manager, says Akimbo. And hi Mark, do you think more fan channels like yours are needed to account for the fans' opinions from places like countries in Asia and America, says the Studio Saga. No, just watch my content. We don't need any more fan channels. Just watch That's Football for general content and United Stand for Manchester United content. Ronaldo just commented, too jealous under Rooney's pictures with Carragher. Haha, can't disagree with him there. Viva Ronaldo, says Ronaldo fan. What was the best day of your footballing life? Mine was Hibs beating Rangers 3-2, says Joe. Wow, it's too easy for me. It's any United fan that was old enough to remember it, you're always going to say that night in the Nou Camp. It was just, it would have been great if it had just been the Champions League, but it was a historic treble as well. And it was an amazing season. You can't top that. Everton are staring down the barrel here. They are 30 seconds away from a 2-1 win turning into a 3-2 loss. I think it's going to end. Everton, they're nowhere near the goal. They're nowhere near the goal here. I'm surprised you don't have a Strepsil sponsorship, says Cold Dish. I need one. The trouble is, I deserve more credit for my Sean Dyche impressions because it really hurts my throat. And it's a massive win for Burnley and it's a massive loss for Everton. Huge win for Burnley, that. Manchester United play Everton at the weekend. Everton in huge trouble. Their running's not good either. And they're not used to it as well. You'd fancy Burnley to go somewhere like Arsenal and win if they're playing Arsenal. But the way Everton are playing, you wouldn't fancy them to beat Swindon. Watch Everton come back and beat United. They've got to, Zishan. I don't want them to, but they've got to beat They've got to beat Manchester United at Goodison Park at the weekend. They have to. Which could play into our hands. Don't know. I'm just going to put Bayern Munich on this one. Lukaku's on for Chelsea. He's just had a crap header. It's not 2-0 to Villareal. It's 1-0. I wouldn't read anything into the Bayern result. They always get the job done at the Allianz. It was 1-0 to Salzburg, and after going to Allianz, it was 7-1. Well, that's the thing, Daniel. I think if it stays 1-0 to Villareal, it makes it very interesting for the second leg. But Bayern Munich don't travel very well. I think we can take that and Partey. They're on the break here. Chelsea, I think if this stays 3-1, Madrid are through. Chelsea have got to make this a one-game... Oh, he's crap! Lukaku is crap. How crap is Lukaku? What a miss. £100 million for that. He really is crap. It's almost like he's doing it on purpose. Free header, 6-yard box, centre of goal, heads it wide. I mean, I'm not even a Chelsea fan, and that frustrates the shite out of me. You've spent £100 million for a player. You need a goal in a massive game. You put it on a plate for him, and he smashes it. How you put United Stand FC players in Man United careers is Fabian. Okay, I'll tell you how you do this, Fabian, right? So, if you want to play FIFA 22 career mode, and you want to create your own club like TUSFC, easy. Create a club, create the name, create your kit, create your stadium, and just replace a club. If you want to play in Serie A and kick out Torino or something like that, who wants even in Serie A, lovely shot over the bar from Mason Mount. That's how you do it. If you want to add players into a career mode, go to edit area, which is on the home page, create a player, and either list them as a free agent or stick them in the club that you want. Then when you've created that player and you've stuck them in the club that you want, go into edit team sheets and make sure that they're there, or they're in the free agents bit. And then when you start a career mode, they will be in it. Education bridge. Imagine if you could do lessons on FIFA like that. Chelsea pushing forward again. 20 minutes to go in both of these games. Havertz has had a good game. Real Madrid have been fantastic. Chelsea pushing hard. Reece James with the shot. Comes to Ziyech. He needs to put another cross in. Into the back post. Havertz. Oh, it won't go. Hi, Mark. If any team was going to win the treble this season to equal 99 who would you rather? Man City or Liverpool? Oh, Gary. You know, you're asking me to eat glass, really. Because that'd be hard to swallow. I can't lie that if Liverpool or City won a treble, it would devastate me either way. That's what rivalry is. There is no preference because both is not very nice. Another corner for Chelsea. Mark, thoughts on Spanish football, says SS. I just think it's a shame that La Liga has been lopsided towards Real Madrid and Barcelona. I think if they'd followed the Premier League model, where lots of other clubs could make money as well, Real Madrid and Barcelona would still be the best two teams because they've got the biggest support and merchandise and everything. But it would be a more competitive league. I think my problem with La Liga is that Barcelona and Real Madrid have just been able to, pound everybody with their wealth. But what I would concede, and I've said it a few times, is if Barcelona and Real Madrid fall on hard times, they will always come back. Because the way those clubs are run, they have to win. You can't get away with what happened at United. 9 years of not being in a title race would just not be tolerated at Real Madrid and Barcelona. The way they've got the structure of their football clubs, it just would not be tolerated. Obviously, the fact that La Liga is less competitive makes it easier for them, but it wouldn't be tolerated. I think Everton are going down as Chaos Jokers. They're in trouble. My opinion, I think Chelsea will sack Tuchel if there was an owner because they are judged on trophies and he's 13 points off second. Just my opinion, says Nathan Allen. Well, yeah, I mean, the interesting thing about the prospect of Thomas Tuchel being sacked by Chelsea is that we're judging them on the previous regime of Abramovich, which doesn't exist anymore. So it's impossible to say what it would take for Thomas Tuchel to be sacked because there's going to be a new regime and we don't know what their new regime is. And they may absolutely love Thomas Tuchel. It's none of my business whether Chelsea should sack Thomas Tuchel, but I think it would be ridiculous to sack him. I do think that they've done reasonably well this season. And I think the lack of a top-class striker really has cost them this season. That poll is just going to be in the 50-50. We've had 13,000... this is... I almost want to screenshot it. 13,700 votes between Bowen and Kulusevski, and they're locked 50-50. This will go down in That's Football poll history. Because we've had nearly 14,000 votes and we can't break Bowen and Kulusevski. And I haven't got the background data to know what the exact vote share is, but it must be roughly 7,000 each. And we've had 14,000 now. As the casting vote... Well, I will give it a little bit longer. I am doing an F1 watch along, yes. Seth, I have said that. Please subscribe, bottom right hand corner. We're experiencing history, says Food. Camavinga's coming on for Tony Kroos here. Everton are in serious trouble. Yes, they are. Their fixtures are horrific. It's a bit early in the... Love your content, you legend, from an Arsenal fan, says Mohammed. Thank you very much for supporting the channel and subscribing, everybody who has. Somebody said, what's your next watch along? Spurs against Villa on Saturday, which is a massive game at Villa Park. If Spurs win there, I think their prospects of top four are huge. I know Arsenal play 3 o'clock against Brighton at home. They need to win that and then hope that Villa do them a bit of a favour. Everton versus Man United is massive for both. Yeah, huge game. I'm doing that on United Stand Saturday lunchtime. Thanks for that, Chaos Jokers. Who's going down this season? Look, Leeds have got 30 points. I think you need 40 to know that you're safe. So don't count Leeds as safe yet. I think that Watford would say they're not out of it either. My personal feeling is Norwich and Watford are down. And then the third one is probably Burnley or Everton, potentially Leeds. Yeah. Who's winning the Champions League, says Sharon? I think I've always predicted Man City. Hi, Mark. Ask Nicholas to sit down in your best Manc accent, please, says TJ. Oh, Sunshine Gary Neville. Sunshine Gary Neville, our kid. Sit down, Nicholas. Sit down. Sounds a bit scouse. Mark, I'd recommend keeping eyes on Ethan Galbraith, says Chell. That's the second time you've told us. Doesn't really get the credits of a Ghana, really, does he? Manchester United are close to finalising the appointment of their new manager, with Erik ten Hag expected to be announced as their chosen candidate. That's from Sky Sport. Slow Sports News! Slow Sports News. Manchester United are close to finalising the appointment of their new manager, Erik ten Hag, expected to be announced as their chosen candidate. Slow Sports News. It's only 3 hours late. 3.5 hours late. It's done. The only line you need to know about Erik ten Hag that's come out tonight is Erik ten Hag is the next United manager. That's the line. And that's the real quiz. That's it. That's the only line you need. True. Take me away. Cause I just don't want to stay. And the lies you make me say getting cheaper. There was something I wanted to do and I can't remember what it was now. Multitasking here. Hi Mark, what do you think of infected toenails, says Lewis? I don't like the prospect of them and I'm probably going to get one myself. Real Madrid are on the attack here. Chelsea need a goal. Ranić is such an important piece of the puzzle. If this board get him out by the end of the season, Erik ten Hag will fail. Let him get this club back to the top, says Mario. Still 1-0 Villareal and Bayern. If Liverpool and City can take one each of the Champions League and Premier League, who do you want to win what? Says Joe Cullen. I mean, I'd rather Man City win the league and Liverpool win the Champions League because Liverpool have won the Champions League loads and Man City have won the league loads. But if Liverpool win the league, they level up with our record. And if Man City win the Champions League, they win their first one. Finally, part of the 90% club, says Dean. I'm not part of the 90% club for Ten Hag. What I've been told tonight and what I've seen tonight, I'm 100%. Erik ten Hag is going to be United manager. You just need to understand the situation. Oh, shot straight at Courtois from Havertz. No offence, but you seem to be in a happier mood on That's Football than on United Stand, and has Ten Hag put you in a more happier mood? Nathan, I will be in a much happier mood on United Stand from now on. Yeah. I'm not taking this poll down until we get a winner, Anakin. Anakin! Anakin! I'm back! It's Obi-Wan! Anakin! Anakin! It's Obi-Wan! Anakin! Anakin! I'm Ewan McGregor, Anakin! That's a rubbish one. Anakin! That's not... Basically, I can only really do Ewan McGregor as Anakin. Anakin. Nearly 15,000 watching. Thanks everyone who's tuned in. We've still got an exciting 10 minutes to go here. I love Stone Roses and Oasis, Dale, but I probably would go with Oasis. Chelsea need a goal. I think they're out. If they lose 3-1 at the Bridge, I think they're out. I can't see them going to the Bernabeu. I think they're going to struggle even if it's 3-2. I think Real Madrid are very big favourites now. We're only 10 subscribers away from 642,000. Please subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. Also, episode 1 of our Manchester United FIFA Career Mode is up on the channel for you to check out as well. Episode 2 will be going up tomorrow. Here we go. Good play. Should have dived. Why did he go down? Mason Mount. Too honest. You should have dived there. The Real Madrid foot has left his player in. Bestra, very generous super chat, says, hi, I'm a lifelong Man City fan, but I love you and your content. I always look forward to your uploads and I've loved how unbiased and hilarious you can be. You know a lot about football too. By the way, how are Chelsea doing this badly? Laugh my arse off. I was nearly going to say thanks, Dad. But you're a Man City fan. But no, thanks, pal. Look, it's hard as a United fan to give any credit to any rival such as Man City or Liverpool, but ultimately the way Man City and Liverpool are run is the way to be successful at the moment. And unfortunately, United have been run so badly for a decade that we are now looking at other clubs on how to run our club. And I think I'm very excited about the game on Sunday because it's a massive game. It's the game of the season. I don't really know what I want the result to be because I don't really like either team, obviously, as a rival, but it's going to be a massive game and we'll do a watch-along for that. Gareth Bale's warming up here. Mark, I still can't believe that 2 years ago, Rovers beat United under-23s 5-0 in pre-season. Players involved included Alanga and Garner. Development is class, says Chal. And Queen's Champions or ABBA's Mamma Mia? Queen, Lay. I do like Queen and ABBA. I do like Queen and ABBA. It's been a really good Champions League first leg week though, hasn't it? I mean, next week Atletico Madrid against Man City. It's only 1-0. That'll be interesting. Villareal Bayern Munich will be interesting. I do think this is going to be very difficult for Chelsea now. I'd like to say it's not going to be difficult, but I think with a 2-goal cushion in Real Madrid's favour, you've got to say it. You'd fancy Real Madrid to go through. which I do think makes it easier. The winner of this tie plays Man City. And I think Pep would rather play Real Madrid than Chelsea. So I think a Man City-Liverpool final is looking most likely at the moment. I'd fancy Liverpool to beat Bayern, and I'd fancy Man City to beat one of these two. Chelsea need a goal here in the last 8 minutes. Villareal are a very difficult team to score against, and Bayern Munich are finding it that way. Thing is, for Chelsea, it's that Lukaku signing. Good shot! Saved by Courtois. Reece James. That Lukaku signing for Chelsea's done them in. They miss a top-class striker, and they thought they were getting one. Another good save by Courtois there. Lewandowski's been quiet tonight. Is anything even happening in the Villareal versus Bayern game, says Jordan? Bayern Munich are pushing, but Villareal are well organised. Villareal very rarely get smashed, do they? I mean, United have played them a few times, as we know, and they're hard to score against. But the amazing thing about Villareal is that they're 7th in La Liga. They're not even going to be in the Champions League next year, unless they win it. They're 12 points off 4th place. It's a funny one. And they lost two. They've lost their last two La Liga games. They've lost to Cadiz and Levante. I don't know what's wrong with Bayern. Prayer circle for Gareth Bale from us in Wales, says Norfolk. Curious when our 11 PM streams back, maybe, says Nathan Allen. Oh, on Twitch. Yeah, they will be back. I just it's hard when it's a difficult week. If I'm tired, I can't do it. You know? Still 5 minutes to go here. What's happened to my phone here? Okay, can you do a show about Ronaldo on United Stand, please? Says Ronaldo fan. What do you want me to do? I could just sing Viva Ronaldo. I could just send you a private video singing songs. Well, at the moment, with 5 minutes to go, these games could end the way they are at the moment. Chelsea desperately need a goal. I don't think Bayern Munich desperately need a goal. 90 minutes in the Allianz in Munich, I'd fancy them to score. But Chelsea, 3-1 down at the Bernabeu. Looking good for a man who turns 50 tomorrow, says Bull. Swivel on it, Paul. I'll be a private dancer, dancing for money. I'll do what you want me to do. I'm your private dancer, dancing for money, and any old music will do. I'm your private dancer. Ruined it. Probably ruined it already. Somebody said private dancer in the chat, Basil. You know, sometimes you see a couple of words and it makes you sing that song. Sweet Caroline, you'll start singing it. Alexa, play Sweet Caroline. Bale's coming on. I thought he was already on. 3 minutes to go in both of these games. They're on the break. Villareal. Can he get the shot off? Oh, what a chance. What a chance. I wouldn't say it was a massive chance, but it was a chance to shoot on target. And we might remember that chance for Villareal. If they'd have took a 2-0 lead to Bayern, you'd fancy them. It was a good chance. He needed to get it on target and he sliced it. Sliced it like a cake. Love the channel, Mark. Spending spring break here, says Fabian. Thank you very much, Fabian. Nice shirt, Mark. I'll put it on for Ten Hag. Thanks, Mark, for waking up my Alexa. I appreciate it. Says Multigamer. Never tell me that I'm in proximity of your Alexa. It could really cause you problems. Alexa, play Hazard by Richard Marx. That's a pub emptier. Straight away. I was in the Hairy Lemon in Dublin town and they had a jukebox. And I put, no word of a lie, I put Hazard on by Richard Marx. I like it. It's one of those shit songs that you like, that most of you wouldn't like. I put it on and people finished their pints and walked out. About 5. I want you to rank Ronaldo's goals for United, please, says Ronaldo fan. What's your top 3 video games ever or favourites, says Nathan Allen. Didn't fancy Ten Hag, but hey ho, says Stephen Bahari. Accept defeat and accept that I won. That's all I would say. This poll will go down in history. 17,800 votes. It's 50-50 between Bowen and Kulusevski. I'm actually starting to think the poll's broke. I refuse to believe we can have 18,000 people voting and it can be 50-50. You know, I suppose the more people to vote, the harder it is to sway as well, isn't it? Because if you've had 18,000 votes, that means that 1% represents 180, doesn't it? So you need a 180 vote swing to make it 51%. Marcus, 10 times more views. Okay, Prince, thanks very much for that. And I think it's broke, says Harry Smith. Yeah, I'm going to do a tweet on... I'm going to put it on Twitter. I'm going to try it on Twitter. Who is better? Let's see if this comes out. Bowen. Give me a follow on Twitter at Mark Goldbridge. See, well, give me a follow anyway. That would be nice. But that's where the poll's going to be. Who is better? Kulusevski or Bowen? Right, I've put the tweet out at Mark Goldbridge. Let's see how that one comes out. Harry Smith thinks it's broke. 5 minutes added on at the bridge. Head clash as well. Josh says I can't do it because he blocked me. Well, if I've blocked you on Twitter, you bloody deserve it, mate. That's all I'm going to say. I've only got one vote on at the moment. No, I don't know what's going on with that. I'll have a look in a minute. Have you heard of Inverness Caledonian Thistle? They're in the Scottish Championship. Do you think they will get a promotion? I've heard of them, Zone. I mean, I think everybody has who's listened to Final Score. Costa was Chelsea's last proper striker, still won trophies, says Olaf. I don't have Twitter, but Goldie or Kent after Ronaldo, says David Nihan. I'll follow if you apologise for being a bad influence for setting off my Alexa, Mark. P.S. You're a legend, says Multigamer. It's still very much 50-50 on Twitter. We've got nearly 4,000 votes, and it's 51 to 49 at the moment on mine, so it's close. Have we found the sweet spot? It's like finding a cure for COVID. It's not. It's nowhere near like that. But have we found a poll that is hard to break. It's actually breaking on Twitter. It's 52% for Bowen now and 48% for Kulusevski. So Chelsea in the box. Lukaku over the bar from Ziyech. They're in trouble. They're in trouble. Mark, I was in the Hairy Lemon pub that night and left. My favourite pub in Dublin, says Marcus. I love the Hairy Lemon. I need to go back. I just need to get out. I need to go to the pub. I'm going after this. Will Chelsea win in the second leg? Look, I'll be watching it, and I hope we get a good game in the Bernabeu. But I don't see Real Madrid losing a 3-1 lead in the Champions League in the Bernabeu. It would be like TUSFC in the Nou Camp when we had to turn around a 3-1 as well. You need to watch that stream, Thomas Tuchel. We were 3-1 down in the Champions League, TUSFC, from the home tie against Barcelona, and we went to the Nou Camp and won. It's going to be hard. I don't think Chelsea will be coming back. It's not impossible, but Benzema learned from the GOAT, says J7. But it'll be hard. Oh, we've got a head clash here. Villareal and Bayern. Is it Sulai or Goretzka? It's Goretzka, isn't it? Benzibauer. Bayern second leg. I'd expect Bayern to win in the... Well, I'd expect Bayern to score in the Allianz. So it's what Villareal can do away from home. I mean, Lukaku's just a bag of cement, isn't he? I wouldn't bring him on. Why bring him on? What are you going to do with Lukaku, though? It's all right saying why bring him on. What are you going to do with him? Who's going to buy him? I don't know what Chelsea do with him. $30 seconds to go for Chelsea. Who've Chelsea got at the weekend? Speaking of fan channels, you got any tips to starting your own and how you became so successful doing it? Or was it easy because Man United are bad, says Nathan? Mate, it's very hard work. It is hard work. I started off with the United stand doing one show a week on a Sunday night at 8 o'clock with about 10 people watching for the first few weeks. It was a very slow process and it was very hard work, and it still is very hard work. So if you want to do it, you're going to have to expect that it's going to take a lot of hard work, a lot of time. And remember, I was doing it at a time when no one else was really doing it. So loads of people are doing that now. I don't think that... Well, some people say, I don't think you'd be as big and successful if you were starting today because it's competitive. I just say bollocks. I'm very talented. But no, on a serious note, it would be very hard. Very, very hard now. Because, one, I think the world has changed, obviously. And two, I think there's a lot of people doing it now. Villareal, I think, have won 1-0. They have won 1-0. And Chelsea are looking like they're about to lose 3-1, which makes it very difficult for them. The poll on Twitter between Bowen and Kulusevski is not what we've had here. It's over for Chelsea, 3-1 to Real Madrid. Bowen's got 52% and Kulusevski's got 48%. I mean, that's still very close even on Twitter. But in our poll here, we've had 19,500 votes and it's 50-50 between Bowen and Kulusevski. I would go Kulusevski. But on the YouTube, that needs... Never forget this moment where we had a poll that couldn't be split with nearly 20,000 votes. Bowen 50%, Kulusevski 50%. That's likely going to be the holy grail for us now. Can we find another poll that divides opinion like that? 50-50. That should be trending on Twitter. Bowen Kulusevski. That is just a piece of history there. My dad says Lukaku is a cart horse, says Bradders. Yeah, well, he is a problem for Chelsea. He is a problem for Chelsea. Anyway, look, thanks everyone for watching. Please smash a like on the video. Make sure you subscribe, bottom right hand corner. FIFA Career Mode Episode 1, Manchester United Highlights is up on the channel. We'll have Episode 2 for you tomorrow, so if you want to start watching it, that's there. Next watch-along is Saturday evening. Villa against Spurs. Sunday morning, 6 AM, Formula 1 Grand Prix, Australia. Sunday afternoon, massive. Man City against Liverpool. And then Tuesday, Wednesday next week, we've got the second legs of all these games as well, which 3 of them are going to be really interesting. Atletico Madrid against Man City, only 1-0. That'll be interesting. 1-0 Villareal Bayern. And then can Chelsea... It's going to be very hard for Chelsea now. It really is going to be very hard. Thanks everyone for watching. Make sure you smash a like on the video and subscribe, and I'll speak to you all a little bit later. If you want to see my video on Erik ten Hag and the latest updates on Erik ten Hag, that's on the United Stand. You only need to listen to the first 5 minutes to know what's going on. But Erik ten Hag is the next Manchester United manager. Check it out on United Stand. I'll speak to you all in a bit. Thanks for another great show. Really enjoyed it. Thank you, and I'm glad I spent it with you. Take care, everyone. What a poll. What a poll. Graham's dead jealous of that. That poll is just...